Good morning, good morning. If you are up this morning and you are watching me, let me know you're here. Say good morning. What a beautiful Saturday. Come on in the room, everybody. Good morning, good morning. Hi, Katrina. Good morning. How are you? I hope everybody is doing well. I hope you are enjoying yourselves and you are just filled with joy this morning. I know I am. Just the opportunity to just wake up this morning and be here with you is an honor. So good morning. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, Theodore Linda. How's everybody? Talk to me in the chat. How you doing? Good morning, Avery. How are you? Yes, welcome, tribe. Come on in the room, Success Tribe. Yes, Katrina, you're well. I am doing really well. I'm excited. You know, this is my favorite time of the year. It is finally Christmas season. You know, it's one thing that tells you that it is officially Christmas season. And I don't know if you know what it is, but for me, it is that commercial. It is that Hershey's Kiss commercial where the Hershey's Kiss ring like bells. Every time I see that commercial, I was like, okay, it's officially Christmas. So I saw that commercial like 2 days ago, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's officially Christmas. I'm so excited. So I am a Christmas fanatic. If you didn't know, I keep this tree up all year. And if you didn't see it, I decorated this tree live on YouTube, and I added, I don't know where I am on this camera, but I don't know if you can see it, but I added a llama. Y'all see that llama right there? I added that llama right there, y'all, to the bottom of the tree. So the tree is officially done. And I think the group named it the Chic Llama Corn Tree. I think that's the name of the tree. The Chic Llama Corn Tree. So if you need some ideas for Christmas, I am coming with a couple of Christmas videos. So I filmed my to-do list for Christmas yesterday. So I got to edit that and put that up. Good morning, Adrian. I got to edit my, and here's my Christmas planner. I know some of you have seen it, you know, in the pictures, but this is my Christmas planner live. Look how thick that is. I love it. Look at my little pom-poms. I think this planner is so gorgeous, y'all. And then I got Christmas Queen down here. And then check out the back. Isn't the back so cute, y'all? And then look at this charm right here. This charm came from the Cuteness Boutique from Trika. Trika has opened up her shop, and Trika is part of the Success Tribe, y'all. And since she's been doing Success Saturday, she decided to open up a shop, and she has an Etsy shop, and she sent me this gorgeous charm. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So go ahead and check out the Cuteness Boutique so you can get yourself some nice cuteness, y'all. And so I'm going to be doing a to-do list in that planner. And also, speaking of the Cuteness Boutique, she also sent me a couple pins. One is a Christmas pin. Isn't this pin gorgeous? Look at the Christmas tree, y'all. Now, I'm showing you this because Trika is part of Success Saturday. Trika has been with us since May on this live right here. And she has developed this business since May. So when you are focused and you are following all of the principles of excellence, principles of excellence, She started her business. So I'm so proud of Trika. So join me in congratulating her for starting her business and support her, y'all. We need to support each other more. Support her, go to her shop and purchase some things from the Cuteness Boutique, the newest shop that I know. So good morning, Vicky. Yes. Theodore Linda said, I made a Christmas planner last night. So excited. Woo! That's awesome. That's so awesome. So anyway, tomorrow, y'all, I've been working in my house all week, decorating for Christmas. I am going to do a tour. I am going to do a Christmas tour of my house. Now, I don't have one of these. I've been watching Christmas tours, and these people had these rich, big houses. My house is just a modest house. It's cozy, but I'm proud of it. So I'm going to do a tour. And then tomorrow, I'm getting on live again at 10 a.m. Tomorrow, I'm getting on live again because I am going to be putting together my Christmas village. I am going to be putting it together live with you. You're going to help me put my village together, y'all. Y'all want to help me put my village together? I would love to have you with me. So I'm going to wake up early at 10 o'clock in the morning and take all my stuff out. It is in my formal dining area. I'm going to put it right in front of the window. So I want you guys to be there. So come back tomorrow at 10 o'clock, okay? Live. And you're going to do the Christmas village with me. All right. So enough about Christmas, because I know everybody's not a Christmas person, but enough about Christmas. I want to get into our Success Saturday today. Today, I want to talk about healthy relationships. I've had a lot of people recently ask me a lot of questions about relationships, relationships with a partner, a spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, a friend, so we're going to go a little deeper in relationships today. But before I do, I want to, let me see. Good morning. I will join you so you can see. Oh, okay. You all talk to each other. Marvelous. Hi, good morning. She says she's listening in. Yes, thank you, Marvelous. Yes, we got to support each other. I think that should be the difference from in 2021. The difference that this year has made should be that we, especially as African American women, specifically need to support each other more. We support each other in different ways, but I'm specifically talking about financially. Financially, we have to invest in each other. I see people from other cultures who are doing it, and it's natural, but for us, it is something we still need to continue to work on. And speaking of support, I want to just thank Michelle from Vinbar Nally. She did a live on Thursday, and it was called Thankful Thursday, and she's giving away a beautiful war binder. So please join Michelle and Vinbar Nally. She also has a shop as well. She has a faith-based shop where she sells beautiful stuff. I'm a PR person for her. She gave a shout out to my nonprofit. I have a nonprofit called the Christmas Experience Incorporated, where we help children at Christmas time. And this year, the need is great. The need is great, y'all. So if you have a couple extra coins, I don't care if it's $5, please donate to the Christmas Experience. If you go to www.tchristmase.org, you can donate there. I also have a GoFundMe that's happening. So if you go to GoFundMe and type in the Christmas Experience, you will see it. It's also on Facebook, and I also post it on Instagram. So yes, the Christmas Experience is also on Instagram. So you can also like the Christmas Experience on Instagram. Good morning, Tanya. Yes. So we're just talking about like helping each other and supporting each other, because today we're talking about relationships. But before we get into it, let's do what we normally do. Let's go to Q&A, y'all. Q&A. What questions do you have for me? I'm trying to pick my book up off the floor. What questions do you have for me? Do you have any questions from this book? I know a number of you have purchased my book. I just want to say thank you. It's in the vein of support. You all have been supporting me, and I just want to thank you for supporting me. So please continue to purchase this book. Get it for Christmas, y'all. Get this for somebody for Christmas who you think might benefit from the content of this book, from learning the principles of self-excellence, from learning about, visioning. Who do you know needs to know how to envision better for their life? Who do you know needs to understand that they have an X factor? They have something very specific about them that nobody else has in the world that's special. Who do you need to know that needs to engage in their lives more? I know during the pandemic, it's so hard to engage, y'all. It's so hard to engage. And so how do you do that? So pick up a copy of this for a friend, a loved one, for your neighbors, for everybody as well. This is big. Put a bow on it and make it a good Christmas present. All right. Do I have any questions before we start our topic today? Do you have any questions for the life coach? For those of you who are new, I am a certified life coach. I've been certified for 7 years, and I've been helping people with their lives for a very long time. And I absolutely love it. I did it for free. I will do it for free. I'm doing it for free. And I'm doing it for paid because I also have an academy. Success My Way Academy. If you want to see me in the flesh, because you get to meet with me often, and you get some one-on-one time with me as well. If you want to meet with me, check out Success My Way Academy. That's also starting in January. What a great way to start off the year 2021 is focusing on yourself, okay? So if you want to join Success My Way Academy, let me know as well. All right, any questions, y'all? Any questions? Anything about, your life that's been looming, or any issues or problems that you have that you want me to try to solve? What about in the area of relationships? Since we're talking about relationships today, do you have any relationship questions? Are you thinking about starting a business? Are you thinking about writing a book? Are you still thinking about like what you need to be thinking about? Not know what you're supposed to do with your life? Like, tell me. Let me know. Any questions? Questions about your life and next steps and your dreams? What questions do you have? I know y'all got some questions. Don't be shy on here. Don't be shy. I know y'all got some questions. I'm really good at wait time. So while you are, I know I have a lag. I have a lag here. So if you type something in, I see it like a little later than when you type it in. So while I'm waiting on you to do that, I am going to start telling you my story. I grew up in Washington, D.C., as a lot of you know. Grew up very poor, substandard schooling, all that stuff. But in the midst of my little teenage life, I went to high school, and I was in my homeroom, and there was this boy in there. And he was very quiet, and I wasn't quiet. I was always loud. I ended up being on the cheerleading squad, and I was captain of the cheerleading squad for 3 years while I was in high school, y'all. So that's probably why you're like, oh, that explains why Lakisha got so much energy. Yes, I was captain of the cheerleading squad in high school. But it was this boy in high school, and he was so quiet and very modest and very sweet. And for some reason, I was curious about him. Like, why are you so quiet? Everybody's in here loud and joning on each other. But he was so quiet. And I started talking to him because I wasn't shy. And we became really good friends. And so I'll just continue with that story throughout our talk today. So we became really good friends, but we became friends while I was dating someone else. So I'll tell you more about that story. That is my story with my relationship, the man I've been married to for 23 years. But before we do have a question in the chat. Okay, so Theodore Linda said she's thinking about self-publishing a poetry book. And Vicky said she would like to write a book. And Adrian, I'm going to get to you next, but I want to address the book things. Okay, so when are you going to write it? Theodore, Linda, and Vicky, when are you going to write it? Because let me tell you, when I decided to write a book, I just opened up my computer and started typing. And Theodore Leonard, you may already have some poems you just need to compile together because you're a poet. So you may just already have poems. So what's stopping you? Why haven't you started your book yet? I think you should just go ahead and start. Moving, when you're thinking about doing something, it's in the realm of a dream. And we think about a lot of stuff. We think about doing a lot of stuff, but the key is moving it out of the thinking category into the doing category. And there's no secret formula to it. You just need to start. And people are perfectionists, right? They don't want to just start. They want to have the whole production first. No, just open up your laptop, start typing, and then get started. And then when you get started, you have to give yourself a deadline. If you don't give yourself a deadline, you'll sit on it. I know someone who's very intelligent, who had an excellent book, sat on it for 20 years. How do you sit on something for 20 whole years? You know you have it, you wrote it, and you sit on it for 20 years. You had a dream with no deadline. So you give yourself a deadline and then start writing the book. Just start. Once you start writing it, put it in Word. Once you put it in Word, you can give it to any publisher. Let me tell you, my publisher is called Ex Libris. Look, for all y'all want to write a book, that's my publisher right there, Ex Libris. I gave them my Word document. I typed it on my computer and they published it. Like, y'all, it's so easy to write a book. Everybody in this world has a book. Because if you live life on this earth, oh, you got a book in you. If you live life on this earth, you definitely have a book on you. Everybody has a book. So I would say start. Yes, Theodore Leonard, you just need to compile them together and send them to a publisher. I just gave you one, Ex Libris. So there's no excuse. Call that publisher, figure out how much it costs. They do payment plans. You don't have to pay for the whole thing at one time. They have payment plans. Anybody can write a book. All right. Also, if you have the time, Amazon has one that's cheaper, but you got to do more work. You have to do more formatting. Like, I ain't have time for that. But go to Amazon. Amazon also has a book publishing company that's cheaper. And then you could just sell your books on Amazon. It's really easy. Adrian says, when dealing with procrastination, how do I do something when my excuse is I just don't want to do it? So, Adrian, is that you fighting yourself? So let's unpack I just don't want to do it, because I just don't want to do it can mean different things. Like, I'm going to give you an example. For my health, I don't like exercising. I don't like exercising, and I don't like anybody to tell me to exercise. I want to exercise on my own. The problem with that is I did not have a compelling why. There's no compelling why. I did not have a strong why to exercise. I feel like I'm already healthy. There's nothing wrong with me. I don't have any ailments. That's what I was thinking. And so I didn't exercise until I started feeling bad and started feeling horrible, to the point where I had to go to the doctor and then found out that I had diabetes. And then that was a compelling why. But why did I have to wait till I got sick to do it? Why did I have to wait till I got sick to do it? Why don't you just don't want to do something? Maybe it's because it's not for you to do. Or maybe it's because there's a negative emotion connected to the thing that you want to do. Okay, so if you don't overcome this monster called procrastination, you will never reach your dreams. You will never reach your dreams, because procrastination always leads to a devastation. Okay, I'm going to say that again. Procrastination always leads to devastation. So when you procrastinate on your health, it leads to sickness. If you procrastinate on starting a business, it leads to misery. If you procrastinate on a deadline at work, it leads to being fired. So procrastination is really a big evil. It's a big evil. So Adrian, I wouldn't focus on procrastination. Just stop focusing on procrastinating and focus on discipline. Focus on discipline. How can I be more disciplined in the things I want to do? Stop saying, well, I'm a procrastinator. I don't feel like doing it. Let's change the way we talk about that. Instead of talking like that, how about, man, I need to exercise, but how do I become disciplined and exercise? Like, what do I need to do differently? Sometimes you just need to do something differently. Maybe you bored, Adrian. Maybe you bored or something. Like, how can you do something differently? How can you make it fun? Like for me, for exercise, I love to dance and I love to walk and I love to do yoga, right? So I was trying to do one of them. I was trying to walk every day. Boring. That's boring to me. I was trying to do my hip hop step aerobics every day. It was just got overwhelming. I just started sitting there looking at the man on the screen like, ooh, he doing that good. Because it was just overload. And then yoga, I'm lucky if I got yoga in because I would usually do that in the morning, like morning yoga. And if I'm running late, yoga's out the window. But what if I try to do one each day? Today I walk, tomorrow I do step, the next day I do yoga. That worked. The variety in the exercising worked. So maybe you're just not motivated, honey. Maybe you got to change the way you do it so you can be motivated, honey. Okay? So try some of those things to see if they work. And then this is the last thing I want to say, Adrian. What are you disciplined in? If you're not disciplined in anything, that's a problem. That means you just have a problem with following through for yourself. And that's going to lead to devastation. It's going to lead to devastation in different ways. However, if you're disciplined in something and in this, but not in this, why? What over here? Why are you disciplined over here, but not over here? Use the same formula. Whatever formula is working over here where you're disciplined, apply it over here. So you can be disciplined over here. Okay? So for me also, I like meaning. I like meaning in my life. I don't like to just do stuff just because somebody tell me to do it. I don't like doing stuff just to be doing it. Like everything in this room, I know it look junky. It look junky, y'all. But everything in this room has a purpose for me. I have to have meaning. This room has a strong meaning for me. I have to have meaning in what I do. Do you have meaning in what you do, Adrian? What's your meaning? What is your compelling why? So Apple computers have now crossed the over 1 trillion mark. They're the first company to make over $1 trillion. Apple. Why is Apple so successful? Do you know why Apple's so successful? I got an Apple phone right here. I'm on an Apple computer right now. Apple is not the best product out there. I truly believe Samsung is the best product. I really do believe that. However, I don't have one Samsung in my house. Why don't I have Samsung in my house when I believe Samsung is better than Apple? But I got all Apple products up in my house. Why? I'm going to tell you why. Apple has a strong, compelling why. Apple has managed to convince me and millions of other people that their products, even though they don't have all the bells and whistles, their products is going to bring you joy. They gave us a compelling why. They gave us a compelling why. If you buy my phone, it connects to your computer. And you can talk to your friends and you can just do everything and just get all of our Apple, get our iPad, get all of our Apple products and watch us become a part of your life. The compelling why is why they are $1 trillion company. They have a compelling why to make people feel like they can't live without. People feel like they can't live without Apple. Why? So, Adrian, what can you do to make it feel like you can't live without that thing? What can you do? How can you change your why? Like for me, I can't live without exercise. I want to live to see this is my why. Let me tell you what my why is for exercise. It's not because I want to lose 30 pounds. It's not because I want to look cute when I put that out. I want to put the outfit on in the closet that I can't fit. I want to put that on. I want to exercise because I want to see my great grandchildren. That's my compelling why to exercise. If I don't exercise, I'm not going to live long enough to see my great grandchildren. You know, it's this, I don't know if you saw this, but it's this TikTok where it's this Black family, all Black women, and they say, hi, you know, I'm part of this generation. And like 6 women move through, it's 6 generations of women that goes through the screen. I don't know if you all seen that. Let me know if you've seen that. 6 generations of women go through this. And the last one, that was like great grandma, and she looked good. That's my compelling why. I want to be a great or even a great grandma. I want to look good. I want to be healthy. I want to impart and instill my knowledge to my great grandchildren. You saw those, Adrian? Okay. Yes, 6 generations. Yep, that's right, Erica. And hello, Erica. How are you? So I want, that's my compelling why to exercise. I will not be here to see my children's children. That's why I'm going to get my ASS up, and I'm going to get on that treadmill, and I'm going to walk. And if I don't get any exercise in, guess what? I'm going to start cleaning up. Okay, I'm going to start cleaning up, because cleaning up is exercise. My little Fitbit goes off when I clean up the house. Yes, it does. Okay. So you all, I can't stress this enough. You're never going to reach where you want to go with procrastination. Instead of reaching your destination, you're going to go through devastation. Which one do you want? Do you want the path to lead you to devastation, which is procrastination? Or do you want the path to lead you towards your destiny? Okay. Remember, during Success Saturday, I talked about the woman in the Bible who turned around and she turned into a pillar of salt. And I'm never going to forget, Trika said, oh my goodness, I don't want to turn into a pillar of salt. That's what she said. And that's what caused her to start this business. And it's beautiful. I've never seen any pins that look like this before in my life. Her business is beautiful. And she said, I don't want to turn into a pillar of salt. Adrian, don't turn into a pillar of salt. When you say, you have to go against yourself. When you say, I don't feel like doing it, tell yourself, I don't care if you don't feel like doing it, get up. That's what you're going to say. Okay, Adrian? When you say, I don't feel like doing it, talk to yourself. Say, I know you don't feel like doing it, but you're going to get up right now. Talk to yourself. Yeah. Fight that guard dog of your mind, because that's just your mind trying to play tricks on you. Your mind don't want you to do it, but you better talk to your mind and fight your mind, okay? All right, so I hope that helped. I know that was pretty long. Theodore Linda said, find the connection for what you need to do. When it's a need, it becomes important. It becomes a priority. When it's a want, it's optional. That's right. When you want something, you don't need it. But when you need something, you better do it. That's right, Adrian. Get up. That's right, girl. That's right. Get up. So I hope that was a good pep talk for you. But I struggle. I know how it feels, Adrian, because I struggled a long time with procrastination, and it bit me. It bit me hard. And I don't want to go through that ever again. I don't want to ever go through what I had to go through because I procrastinated. Okay. All right. Did I miss any other questions before we go? If the negative emotion is fear, how do I get rid of the fear? So, Adrian, you don't get rid of fear. You don't get rid of fear. You do it in spite of the fear. So don't focus on getting rid of the fear. Do it in spite of the fear. That's called courage. Adrian, I want you to focus on having courage. Don't focus on that fear. Focus on courage. Be scared and do it anyway. Be scared and do it anyway. Be scared and do it anyway. People say, "Oh, Lakisha, I don't imagine you're not scared of nothing. You don't seem like you're scared of nothing." Yes, I am. I am scared of a lot of stuff, but I do it anyway. That's why it seems like I'm not scared of anything. I practice courage. So practice courage. Yes, do it afraid. Yes. Michelle says, that is so positive. Do it. Talk to your mind. To talk to your mind. Yeah, your mind is 99% wrong, Michelle. Yep, studies show that when you are trying to rationalize stuff in your mind, your imagination is 99% wrong. It's usually not exactly what's the truth. So we have to fight our mind, because our mind wants us to, our mind brings back memories, and our mind triggers us of negative memories. So we have to fight that in order to move forward. You have to fight the old to move toward the new. If you don't fight the old, you're never going to move toward the new. I tell my kids, I'm like, why do you have these clothes all over the place in your room? Get rid of some of them. If you get rid of some of your old clothes, you make room for new clothes. But if you keep the old clothes laying around your room, you have no room for new. And it's the same thing in your mind. If you don't fight the old thoughts in your mind, you don't make room for new. And some people have a very hard time doing that. That's why they have to get help. That's why some people need to go to psychiatrists. That's why some people need counseling, because sometimes you need an external help to get rid of the old triggers in your mind. But if you can manage to put that stuff behind you, you make room for so much new stuff. You make room for a new life. And I'm just not talking, I'm talking from experience. I was plagued with the traumas of my childhood. Growing up poor, you have a lot of traumas. But I had to put those traumas behind me in order to move forward. And I had to go to counseling. And I went to counseling, and it helped. So when I say get rid of the old, stop. Don't think your mind is always wrong. Don't rely on your thought. People think their thoughts are always right. Nah, your thoughts are always wrong. I got news for you. Your thoughts are always wrong. So, yeah. Yes. And, oh yeah, Erica, Adrian, she is your success partner. And so, Adrian, that's another thing. If you have somebody in your life that is encouraging you, don't block them out. Don't block them out. Keep them in your life. See, sometimes we need people to push us, and we may not like the push. We may not like the push, but we may need it. So you may not like something, but you need it. Like you may not like broccoli, but you need it. So if you have someone in your life that you know that you can rely on to push you, even if it probably makes you mad sometimes, so what? Just put those people in your life, because their pushing is more valuable than your madness. Their pushing is more valuable than your madness. Okay? All right, cool beans. Any other questions? This is fun. Practice courage. That's right. So we're not going to even say the word fear, because fear is something that people say is false evidence appearing real. Fear is real. Fear is very real for people, but we can't let fear take over us. We have to manage fear. You have to just tell fear to go sit down over there. Just fear, just go over there and sit your tail down, because I'm going to do this anyway while you watch me, fear. So you got to manage that fear, but you can still do anything. I was scared to write this book. Oh my gosh. I was so scared of this book that after I published it, I put it down for 2 years. I was scared of it. I'm telling you, you don't want to do that. You don't want to sit on something for years. So suppose I passed away within those 2 years and I never got to publish this book. Time waits for no one. Life is too short. You got to do it. Life is too short. You got to do whatever you want to do. You got to do it. And the time is now, because life is too short to wait. You don't have 5 years. You don't have 3 years. You got to do it now. That is going to be like my running theme for 2020. Don't wait to do it. Do it now. Erica is a pusher. Yes. Yes, we need a lot of Ericas. Everybody should have an Erica in their life. Yes, for sure. That's right. That's right. I love it. My friends will tell me in a minute. My friends will bomb me out so bad, y'all. My friends will bomb me out, and I would sometimes I'd be like, I would drop my jaw like, I can't believe you said that to me. But in my head, I know they're right, so I don't really get mad because I be knowing they right though. I be knowing they right, but my friends would get on me real bad. All right, so we're talking about relationships today, y'all. So go ahead and get out your Success My Way journal if you haven't gotten it. I said Success My Way. Success Saturday, Jordan. That's Success My Way Academy. Success Saturday. Take out your Success Saturday journal because I got mine out. And I am talking about healthy relationships today. How many of you all are like in relationships that could need some work? Just let me know. Like, I don't care if you're talking about your girlfriends or your spouse or your partner or your boyfriend, whatever you call the significant other person that is in your life. How many of you are having like issues with your relationships? Because I have been married 23 years and I'm going to finish talking about my story. So I met this little quiet boy when I had a boyfriend in high school. And he and I became really good friends. And what happened was me and my boyfriend at the time, we weren't doing too good. I don't think we were just compatible. And I knew at a young age, like what I wanted to require from people just because I saw like some really bad relationships in my life. And I knew what I knew for sure was that I didn't want those bad relationships. So, yeah, me and my boyfriend, we weren't doing too good. And what happened was I ended up getting closer and closer with my friend, with the quiet boy. And I ended up, this is what happened. My boyfriend broke up with me. And I was like, bet. Oh, you broke up with me? Oh, now I can get closer to my friend. So I ended up getting closer to my little quiet friend. And my boyfriend who broke up with me tried to get back to me. And get back with me. And I was like, no. And I think that like hurt his ego or something because he was really upset that I wouldn't go back with him. But no, because I had found me a friend. This boy wasn't even a new boyfriend. He was just like a friend that I really enjoyed being with. And I knew if I went back to my old boyfriend, old, new, I knew if I went back to my old boyfriend that I would have to stop this relationship with my new friend. And I wasn't going to do that. I was having a good time with my new friend. So I did not go back with my old boyfriend, but I hung around my new friend. Little quiet boy. I'm loud. I'm the cheerleader. I'm captain of the cheerleaders. And then I have this friend who's so quiet and so sweet. Come to find out, this quiet boy is very intelligent. He's so intelligent that he gets one of the highest SAT scores in the school. When he gets one of the highest SAT scores in the school, people start noticing that we were close friends. And people was like, okay, they may be a couple, but we weren't a couple. We were just close friends. As a matter of fact, me and this quiet boy, we never, ever, ever said we were boyfriend and girlfriend. We never, ever claimed each other. We just remained friends the whole high school time. And he ended up being valedictorian of my high school. So here I am, captain of the cheerleaders, and my best friend is a boy who is valedictorian of our high school. And so after high school, I go to North Carolina to school. He gets a full scholarship to a school in the area. So after high school, we separate. I go to another school and we never stopped talking. As a matter of fact, we got closer. I would get on the airplane and come back home just to visit him. And for a year, and I didn't like it. So I made a move. After my first year of college, I came back home and started going to my best friend's college. So now we were separated. Now we go to the same college. And in college, we solidify our relationship as a couple. And that relationship was tested as well. People knew we were together and they tried to test the relationship, but it didn't work. And then we ended up right after college, as soon as I got a job, we ended up getting married. And I have been married to my best friend for almost 23 years. And we have 4 children together. Even though I was pregnant 5 times, I did lose a baby. But we have 4 children together, and I have been with the love of my life since high school. And we have never officially claimed each other as boyfriend and girlfriend. So you might be saying, oh, that's a nice story, Lakisha. How y'all do that? How you say? Let me tell you something. This is not a storybook story. Okay? It was one point where we almost got a divorce. Like, my story is not a storybook story. We had to work at our relationship. And so there's some key things that we did and we continue to do to keep our relationship going. And I want to share those things with you. So talk to me as I go through these key things. Talk to me in the chat. And I'm getting a little hot, so I'm going to take this off. That's why I keep playing with my hair. Oh, I'm getting hot, y'all. Somebody must cut the heat on. Okay, and I got a cami on. This is a little bit much. I got to get comfortable. Okay. All right, so healthy relationships. So the first thing I want to say, to have a healthy relationship is that you need time. Relationship, you know, a relationship is going bad when the 2 people stop spending time with each other. Time is so important. Face-to-face time, not texting, not talking on the phone. Even talking on the phone is still good though, but you got to spend some face-to-face time, like in your face. Now, some people like to do this 24/7. Okay, that's like a bit much. Don't do that to your relationship. I don't care if it's girlfriends or what. People get tired of you. So just back on off them a little bit. Give them some breathing room. For my husband and I, we are so used to each other and so confident in each other. We don't need to be in each other's face that much. But when we do, we communicate. And that's another big thing. We communicate. I'll go to my husband and say, you know what? I miss you. Can we spend some time together, just me and you? So that's another thing I want to say about healthy relationships. Stop making your significant other or your person you're in a relationship with or your best friend. Stop making them guess. Stop making them guess what you're thinking or how you're feeling. Just tell them. I think we get that from TV. I think because we grew up seeing like Romeo and Juliet, and Romeo already knew what Juliet was thinking, or Beauty and the Beast. No. If you want something from your significant other, you got to tell them. They can't guess. I always tell people that. They be like, he ain't do nothing for me. I say, okay, did you tell him? No. Okay, what? How was he supposed to know? She knew I wanted that pocketbook. Okay, did you tell her? Did you tell her you wanted the pocketbook? No. Okay, well, how does she know that you wanted the pocketbook if you didn't tell her? You got to tell the person. I'm going to give you an example. I've been married for 20-something years. And at first, I would want something for Christmas. Because, I love Christmas. So I was like, oh, I want this for Christmas. Christmas come, I wouldn't get it. I'd be like, oh, I want this for Christmas. Christmas come, I wouldn't get it. So I would get mad. I'd be like, he should remember that I said that I wanted this for Christmas. And he didn't remember. It don't work like that. Let me tell you what I learned how to do. If I want something for Christmas, I print out a picture of it. I put it in my husband's wallet. I send him a text. I call him when I send him a text, say, did you get my pocketbook that I say I want for Christmas? Do you have any questions about the gift that I said I wanted for Christmas? And I'm telling you, and it's the summertime, so you got 3-4 months to save up to get me this thing for Christmas. And that's the only time, the only time when I got what I wanted for Christmas. And you may say, that's too much. No, it's not. I known this man all my life. He knows me like the back of my hand. But I still got to tell him what I want for Christmas. Okay. So I'm just making joke of it, y'all. But seriously, tell the person what you want. If you need more quality time, if you need them to give you some space, if you feel like you're growing apart, say it. That is the thing in a relationship. Say it. Stop requiring your spouse to guess your needs. They're not going to guess. Now, on the flip side, when you tell them, you can't expect them to get it after one time. It's kind of like, you ever hear somebody say, if you say something like a broken record, that means you haven't said it enough. If you sound like a broken record, you still haven't said it enough. It's the same thing. You have to like sound like a broken record, not in a nagging way, but you have to say the same thing over and over because some people don't get it. And you have to give scenarios because like some people just don't get it. Like early in our relationship, my husband was like, why are you getting all upset over a Christmas tree? He was like, why are you getting upset over that? And he didn't really understand until I gave him a scenario. He really likes football. And we were going to a football game and there were all these people outside the football game and they were like, and they were tailgating and cooking and flipping hamburgers. And I told my husband, I said, see these people out here for this football game, tailgating out here, like, and acting all fool, got the little mask on and stuff. He was like, yeah. I said, that's how I feel about Christmas. He was like, oh, I mean, he didn't get it. He didn't get it until I said that. So sometimes you have to give your partner or your spouse or significant other or your friend a scenario that relates to something that they like that pertains to you. Give them a scenario that relates to something that they like that pertains to you so they can have a better understanding of what you're talking about. Use some analogies in the relationship. If you're in a new relationship with a new person, that's the best time to tell the new person what you want. I know people who get in, they're dating and they're like, I don't want to say that because we're just dating. No, you're going to say it because if you don't say it now, what's going to happen is later you're going to say it and they're not going to agree with you. And then you had invested all this time in the person already. In a new relationship, that's the perfect time to just say whatever's on your mind and see if they can take it because it just gives them the real. Don't give them the fake when you first meet somebody. Give them the real. Like, I know we want to be cute and we want to do our hair and all this stuff. But if you're in a new relationship, show up at the door in your bonnet and see what the person say. If they be like, you ugly, shut the door and tell them to go somewhere. If you are in your bonnet and they still say you the prettiest thing ever, okay, you can let them in. So, I want you to learn how to do that because, sometimes we think relationships supposed to be like Romeo and Juliet and Beauty and the Beast, and that's not real life. It's not real life. What else? And comment, y'all getting a little quiet. Comment and let me know if you can relate to what I'm saying. Yes. So the next one is physical intimacy. And I'm not just talking about sex. I don't know if I can say this on YouTube, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about physical intimacy. How do you know like a couple likes each other? They do the subtle touch. I love to see that with couples where they'll touch each other on the shoulder, or they'll hold each other's hand, or they'll just crack up laughing, and then while they're laughing, just hug the person. They lean into each other when they talk. They whisper in their ear. All of these things are physical intimacy. It's like you're bringing someone into your personal space and you're enjoying it. So to have a healthy relationship, you have to be comfortable with bringing someone into your personal space, and you have to be comfortable with going into their personal space. So I see this a lot too with couples. A lot of couples, one person is real touchy-feely and the other one's like this. You have to learn how to lean in and not have the person chase you. Like, lean in. You don't have to do it all the time, But there are strategic moments where you have to say, I don't feel like touching this person. I don't feel like giving them a hug, but I'm going to give them a hug. Because guess what? Especially if it's their love language, if it's their love language to receive physical touch, and it's not your love language, well, you have to practice. If you really care about this person, you're going to practice giving them their love language. So go ahead and give them a hug, even though you're not a hugger. Go ahead and hold their hand, even if you're not a hand holder. You don't have to do it all the time, but in relationships, we have to compromise. And so that's why I learned selfish people can't be in relationships. Selfish people, they cheat on their spouse. They call their spouses all kinds of names. They blame their spouses for everything. You don't want to be a selfish, I keep saying spouse, but you know what I mean, relationships, and selfish person in a relationship. Because we don't all have spouses. Some of us have partners. Some of us have, friends or whatever. So you don't want to be the one that is, running away. And stop giving your person your love language. That's what I tell people. If my love language is gifts, and I keep giving them gifts, you're just giving them your love language. That's kind of selfish. They don't want gifts. They telling you they don't want gifts. They want quality time. They want quality time. You keep giving them gifts because you like gifts. No, you like gifts, but give them quality time. Okay? Give them what they need. Don't give them what you like. That don't make no sense, but we do it all the time. Oh, I like when people serve me. So I'm going to serve you. I'm going to cook for you every day. And your spouse is telling me, cooking is nice, but I like gifts. Can you go to the store and buy me something? Can you give me the gift of time with you? Instead of I don't want you to just be cooking for me, So watch that. Watch that too. If you see your significant other not accepting something from you, it's probably not their love language. You're probably giving them your love language. Stop giving them what you like. Give them what they like. Even in friendships, I have a lot of girlfriends who are not planners, but they know I like planning. So guess what? They go out and they buy me some planners. And it may not be the planners that I normally get. They don't know, but I think that's so beautiful that you have friends that don't even know what planning is, but they know you like planning and they find you a planner and they give it to you. So same thing with your spouse or your significant other or your best friend. Even your best friend. Stop giving your best friend don't like to talk. What if you have a best friend that just like to do stuff? They don't like to talk. Stop calling your best friend and talking to them all the time. They don't feel like talking to you. Now, if you call them and say, hey, girl, let's go to the mall, they're going to be like, yay. But if you call them like, girl, guess what? They don't feel like hearing that if that's not their love language as a friend, okay? Same thing with your kids. Your kids, stop giving your kids what you like. They're saying, Ma, I hate this. I hate this. And you keep giving it to them anyway. Stop doing that. Okay? Just give them their love language. Okay? Let's see what's happening in the chat. Erica said, but after so much time, do you have to keep telling a person? To me, that's draining. Yeah, so that is a red flag. That's good. So I'm not talking about, there are cases where you are very blunt with the person and you're telling them and they're still not doing it. That means something is wrong. Something is wrong and you may need some sort of counseling or because you could tell somebody something and they can't hear. Either they don't want to hear or they just can't hear because there is a block. There is a block. And sometimes you need an outside person to remove that block. Because I have done that for people. I have been a liaison. I have counseled couples before. And I served as the person to unblock the community. It's a communication gap that's blocked. And you have to bring in an outside source. Even if you have a good relationship, I just think relationship counseling is always good. You have to go to counseling. And if you have someone who doesn't want to go to counseling, who doesn't want to listen, that is a danger zone. That is a danger zone in relationship. If you're in a relationship with somebody who doesn't want to work on it, if you're in a relationship with somebody who just refuses to work on it, refuses to make it better, that relationship is in trouble. I do want to say that. So try your best to have your spouse or significant other, y'all work together, or just focus on I would say try this. And I don't know, Erica, if you tried this already. Focus on them. Instead of telling them what you want, focus on what they want. Keep asking them what they want and just give them what they want. I had to do that when me and my husband, we were having a lot of issues. I had to make the decision. You know what? I said to myself, I said, I'm going to study my husband like I study for school. That's what I said. When we were in trouble, when we were going through our trouble points, I said, I'm going to study my husband like I study school. I'm going to study what he likes. I'm going to study what he doesn't like. I'm going to study what he requires from me. And I didn't have to do it for a long time. I did it for enough time for me to understand him differently than what I did. I had to stop looking at my husband from my point of view and look at him from his point of view. And I could not require him to change. In a relationship, there's only one person you got control of in a relationship, and it's you. So the only person I had controlling of changing was me. He was still doing whatever he was doing that was getting on my nerves. He was still doing it, but I changed how I approached and thought about what was happening. One person has to do it. If it's two stubborn people that refuse to change, like your relationship's not going to change. One person has to make the decision to do some changes. And usually that is that you can't make this person over here change. Sorry. Hate to tell you that this person over here not going to change. Can't make them. But you can change. And what I found was when I decided to study my husband and focus on him and his likes and his dislikes and what he needed from me and not even think about myself, it was a model for him. It was how I modeled for my husband, how I wanted him to be with me. And eventually he reciprocated. He started doing stuff for me that I didn't ask, that I didn't really require, but he started studying me. So because I made a decision to study him, he reciprocated. And that's how it goes. A relationship is give and take, give and take. If I give you something, you're more likely to give it back to me. If I give you flowers, you're more likely to give me flowers. Okay? So try that. Wow, I get none of that. Tanya, you say you get none of that. I'm all that my husband isn't. I ask my husband how much you make an hour, then I give him that and say I can have an hour of your time. Tanya, you're saying do you pay your husband to spend time with you, Tanya? Is that what your husband's asking you for? What does your husband need from you, Tanya? What does your husband need from you? Erica says, when does your partner have the onus to do some work and stretching? Yes. So again, Erica, your partner should do some work and stretching. That is true. However, you can't control it. You only can control one person, yourself. So the more we spend time blaming somebody else, the less we're really understanding what is truly happening. Okay. So if you have tried everything that I've said, if you have studied your spouse, if you have given your spouse their love language, if you have openly communicated with your spouse and there is still a block, that means counseling is needed. Counseling is needed. But you got to, have you done that? Do you know what your spouse needs from you? Have you actively tried to give that to them for a sustained amount of time? Let me tell you something. I was about to get a divorce. When I made this decision, and it saved my marriage. So it takes one person to become unselfish and start thinking about the next person. However, if you have been in a tumultuous relationship for a long time, it may be at the point of no return and you need some outside help. Okay? So what I'm saying may not apply to you if you have been in a tumultuous or a relationship that has been in tension for a very, very long time. Because there is some, it's like it's like clay. You ever know how clay, when you first take clay out of the box and the clay is malleable? So that's your relationship. But once your relationship start having problems and nothing's done about it, and the problems keep getting, real better, it's your problems like air. And the air makes the clay, and the love gets hard to the point where the clay is so hard you can never turn it back soft. Sometimes if you when the relationship gets hard like that, and you just allow it to get hard like that without any intervention, it becomes a way that the relationship is. It becomes the being of the relationship. And to break that requires an outside source. Okay. So for the clay, maybe we need to throw some water on the clay to make it soft again. Okay. So you need some water. The water could be an outside source, a person, or it could be like a trip, like a long 2-week trip, just you and your spouse, just you two on a trip, just duking it out, just you two by yourself. It could be a trip, it could be a person, but something, an outside source has to intervene when the relationship is at a certain point of no return. Tanya says, in other words, he gives me no time. That's where I'm headed, divorce. Yes. So, Tanya, have you gone to counseling? Tanya, have you gone into counseling with your husband? Because it sounds like you all need counseling. Theodore Linda say, that's me. Oh, don't touch me. Yes. So I'm not a touchy-feely person either, Theodore Linda. My love language is not physical touch. However, most men, let me tell you something. Most men, and this has been researched, most men's love language is physical touch. Okay? It is physical touch. Yeah, so Tanya, I encourage you to go seek marital counseling, honey. Because if you feel like the relationship is worth saving, I think that should be your next step. Okay? All right. Woo! This has been a really good one, y'all. Relationships is always tricky because it's hard for me to talk specifically to your situation because every relationship situation is different. But I just want to encourage you that your relationship can get past the point where you want to get a divorce. Because I was at the point with my husband where we wanted to get a divorce, and we went to counseling and we made it past that point, and we have been happily married ever since. So I just hope my story encourages you. I hope these little nuggets encourage you. And yeah, so Adrian said, yes, good class. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all for staying on with me. I love you so much, but you got to go. We've been on here for an hour. Enjoy your Saturday. Join me tomorrow as we make our village together. And I'll be back on here at 10 o'clock tomorrow, making my village. So I hope I'll get you in the Christmas mood. And I will talk to you soon. All right? Love you much. Bye, everybody. Have a good Saturday.